Today we're looking at how we can potentially make millions of gold now that we have a new raid releasing. We have a few things that we can get from the raid, and whether you're a farmer, crafter or flipper, this could be the last time in Dragonflight that we get new stuff that starts off as insanely valuable. So lots of opportunity here. Dreaming Essence then. This is a new crafting material in patch 10.2, which is used in all of the new embellishments and the new enchant. The text on the Dreaming Essence read as rarely obtained from extremely powerful foes in Amirdrassil. Seeing as patch 10.2 has been out for several days now and there has never been any of these on the auction house, then I think we can conclusively say that these are dropping from the raid and maybe the world boss as well. You can look at these as basically free gold when they do drop. Get them sold off quickly, because you need them for all of the new raid crafting recipes. These are like to start off fairly expensive and then drop in value quite quickly over time. If it was me and I actually needed items that use these in crafting, I would still sell them off unless I was mega tryharding. They will probably drop again, and even if they don't, you'll likely get them cheaper rebuying them at a later date and selling them early. Next, we're going to look at a load of recipes that drop in the raid and can be traded on the auction house. What you do with these recipes will depend on your gold making style. Obviously you can sell them, and these will likely be selling for quite a large amount of gold in the early days of the raid. If you prefer crafting, you could learn the recipe and hopefully be one of the first people on your region to be crafting these items. The gold making potential here could be absolutely ridiculous. Anything sold on the region-wide auction house can make insane amounts of gold, like tens of millions, if you're the first to be selling it. This is riskier than selling the recipes though, which is probably the best option for the majority of people. Just make sure you're getting a decent amount for what you are selling. An even riskier strategy is to flip these recipes, so try and buy cheap and sell for big profits. There's a lot of potential here, but this is super risky, so do it at your own peril. The first recipe we're looking at is for a dual crafting embellishment, Dreamtender's Charm. This is marked as dropping from Naru, one of the bosses in the raid. This embellishment says, gain stacking critical strike whilst above 70% life. Critical strike tends to be one of those stats that gains more and more value as an expansion goes on, so this will probably be good for at least some classes. And if players want it, then we have a good gold making opportunity. We have a new weapon enchant called Dreaming Devotion. This one drops from Laradar, Keeper of the Flame, from the raid. This enchant sometimes channel the power of the dream. Your helpful spells may cause a magical flower to bloom near your target, healing allies for 14,134. Now initially I was excited about the gold making potential of a new weapon enchant, but this is a healing enchant. Even healers tend to prefer enchants that give stats over extra healing, so I don't know how good this is really going to be. That being said, even if it sucks, it will still sell. It's just not as exciting as getting a new BIS DPS enchant. Verdant Tether is a new tailoring embellishment for healers, which on paper looks nicer than the new weapon enchant. It's hard to judge for sure at the point of recording, as none of the new Wowhead class guides for 10.2 include the new recipes yet. This embellishment drops from Naimu, the Dreamer's Hope, and says, your healing abilities have a chance to tether you to a friendly ally, granting versatility to both of you based on distance. Giving more stats to yourself and other raid members, especially DPS, is actually really nice. The only issue with this one is that it requires 3 Dreaming Essence, the new rare crafting material that drops from the raid that we talked about earlier. All of the other recipes only require 1 Dreaming Essence, which is going to make this much more expensive and may affect demand. Overall, it does look solidly good though. We have a new epic crafted blacksmithing helm in the Flourishing Dream Helm. The recipe which drops from Tindril Sage Swift. This is a plate tanking helm which is triggered by taking damage and gives you a damage shield. It also has a mechanic which needs you to move close to your allies, so this is probably designed more for Mythic Plus than raiding. For good or bad, this is the only thing on this list which uses crafting orders and not the region-wide auction house. That probably means a lower initial gold making potential than anything else, but if you can be bothered with spamming trade chat over the long term, then after the first couple of weeks this will probably be the one that makes the most gold, because the others will just be no profit on the region-wide auction house eventually. The last recipe we're talking about today is the Verdant Conduit leatherworking embellishment, which drops from the Council of Dreams boss. There is a lot of dreams in this patch. This embellishment, spells and abilities sometimes provide secondary stats. Really basic, but if this sims well, it's going to be an insane seller. Another thing I haven't talked about is farming BOEs from the raid or flipping them. Since the nerf to mythic BOEs, this isn't as good as it used to be, but can still be a solid earner. If you do get an early BOE drop, I would definitely be selling it. Gear is just so easy to get now, it's a joke, and these still sell quite well in the first few weeks of a raid. What we have then is a lot of opportunities from the raid where there's some really high value drops that you can be taking advantage of. Hopefully you can get a bit of RNG on your side and you can make a lot of gold here. Like with every video, time to give away 1 million gold. As always, get those notifications turned on to make sure you don't miss any giveaways or future videos. To be in with a chance of getting one of the 2 500k gold prizes, all you need to do is like this video and in the comments below put your character name, server, region, and give me your opinion on who is World of Warcraft's equivalent to Jar Jar Binks. You can justify your answer in any way you feel is appropriate.